Hey everyone! For today's video, we're going to cover a feature that was recently added to Raid Relics. These powerful equipment items open up new ways to customize your champions and make your roster feel unique. Each relic is an exceptionally powerful piece of gear that every champion has access to, so everyone can join in the fun. Yes, even you, Death Knight. When you go to your collection and select a champion, you'll notice a new tab added besides the familiar artifacts, skills, and masteries tabs. This is where you can see a champion's relic slot and select one of the relics you own to equip. You can also view and sell relics in this tab. All relics will provide a stat boost to your champion and give them access to a special ability unique to the specific relic. Abilities work a lot like passive skills, though their effectiveness depends on a few factors. Relics can be further enhanced with Gemstones, which provide passive abilities. We'll touch more on Gemstones later. You'll notice right away that each relic has a rarity: rare, epic, legendary, and mythical, all familiar and color-coded for your convenience. Relics of a higher rarity have stronger abilities, more gemstone sockets, and a higher starting rank, so you'll be able to max it out faster. Speaking of ranks, there are 6, just like champions and other gear, and they are denoted by those familiar stars. Rare relics start at rank 1, and mythical relics start at rank 4, so even the highest rarity relics need some upgrading to reach their full potential. To do so, you'll first need to level the relic up to the highest level its current rank allows. Then, you'll either need to sacrifice relics of the same rank or spend Basalt, a special resource that's basically the relic equivalent of a rank-up chicken, to reach the next rank. If you want to level up or remove relics from a champion, you won't use silver, but a new resource: Starstone. Increasing a relic's rank unlocks new relic levels, with higher levels improving the relic's existing stats, revealing new stats, and powering up the relic's ability. Maxing out a relic's ability is essential for unlocking the true power of these magical curios. One thing to note: you cannot change the bonus stats that a relic provides. You'll also notice sockets at the bottom of the relic icon. These are what you'll insert gemstones into. These sockets come in 5 shapes: circular, triangular, square, diamond, and pentagonal. Each socket shape corresponds to a gemstone shape, and before you ask, you can't go shoving a square gemstone into a circular socket. The shapes need to match. The number of sockets a relic has depends on its rarity: 1 for rare relics, 2 for epic, 3 for legendary, and 4 for mythical. The socket shapes for each relic are preset and cannot be changed. If you get a relic with 2 circular, 1 diamond, and 1 triangular socket, those are the sockets you have to play with. As for gemstones themselves, they also come in the same rarities as relics. Insert 1 into a relic socket and you'll activate a passive ability, a small boon that makes the relic even better. These passive abilities can't be re-rolled, upgraded, or changed, so choose the gemstones that best complement your champion. Of course, you can remove them later, just as you can with relics, but that costs Starstone. Alright, so that's how relics work. But where do you get them? Every player will get one as a free gift upon reaching level 30. Some might also show up in events and tournaments as rewards, but the main source of relics is, and will always be, the Forge. The way we devised relic crafting is to ensure that literally every relic crafting material will be useful in the long run. Every relic belongs to a certain group. As it stands now, there are only 2, Standard and Chimera, but many more are going to be added in the future. Relic crafting materials also belong to specific groups, and come in the same 4 rarities as relics do. For example, ocular masses can be obtained from Chimera battles. They belong to the Chimera group, and they can be rare, epic, legendary, or even mythical. In the Forge, you can fill out 4 slots with whatever materials you want, but each slot requires 25 units of said material. The group and rarity of the materials you use will affect the chances of crafting a specific relic, but there is always a 50% chance of crafting a standard relic. For example, if you fill all slots with ocular masses, you get a 50-50 chance to get either a standard or a chimera relic. If you mix materials from other groups, you still have a 50% chance of a standard relic. But the remaining 50% chance is split between other relic groups, depending on the quantity of materials. Higher rarity materials also increase the chances of getting a higher rarity relic, though there is a small chance of getting legendary or even mythical relics when using rare materials alone. There's a handy little tooltip above the craft button that will show you the exact chances so you know what to expect. No matter what mix of materials you use, you will always craft a relic, and there's always a chance you'll make something rarer than you initially thought. So don't be shy, get experimenting. So that's Relics in a nutshell. We know many of you have already started playing around with these shiny new toys, and we hope they help you conquer all the challenges Teleria has to offer. Until then, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Happy raiding!